It's just finished West Ham United 4, Wolves 0, and I'm ecstatic, obviously, looking at me. I'm very happy. Didn't expect that at all, in the slightest. Usually I wait a little while to do these reactions, but I thought, you know what, let's do it on a high whilst I am sort of in the mood and on a high. Um, what an unbelievable game. Credit to David Moyes. I said it last week in my video. I know people slagged me off at the end because I said, oh, well, you know, he doesn't make his substitutions and whatnot. Still didn't do that today. But I did say against Arsenal, credit where credit is due. He lined the team up tactically, formation-wise, to make it difficult for Arsenal to struggle to break them down. He did the same thing today for Wolves, who played exactly the same formation, and boy, did they struggle. I thought for pretty much 90 minutes, we just muscled them off the park. I don't think they really had a good chance that they created throughout the entire game. I thought, to a man, everybody today that played worked their socks off for the team. They worked their socks off for the manager that obviously wasn't there. And they put in a fantastic performance. And I mean, I'm not just talking about the likes of Antonio and Bowen and Rice and Souček, the guys that every single week we see with the 8 out of 10 performances. I'm talking Ryan Fredericks for what he played. He looked good. He did get beat once in that first half by Pedro Neto, but I won't hold that to him. But for me, Arthur Masuaku, he cops a lot of stick, rightly so, but today, playing in that sort of natural left wing-back role where he has the ability to go forward and come back as well, I thought he kept Traore quiet for the entire game. I thought he was superb. Not a bad word to say about him today. His crosses were absolutely lethal as well. He had one towards the end where, obviously, he assisted Allaire with another cross. Cresswell even had a couple of good crosses when he came down. And seeing us play this formation, it reminds me the first time that David Moyes was in charge at West Ham, and towards the back end of that first season, he kept deploying Cresswell as a centre-back in a back five and Masuaku at wing-back. I don't think it's necessarily something we should look to be playing against every single team this season, but saying that, if we're going to put these sort of performances in week out, I'd say it's a good way to go from here. For some reason, I think Cresswell is much better suited at this point to playing centre-back because he has enough speed, per se, for a centre-back, but not enough to keep continuously covering fast-pacey wingers like a Traore, like Masuaku can, because obviously Masuaku does have pace to burn. I mean, individual performances, I'm looking at Jarrod Bowen, who had been quiet up until today, really, for the first 2 games of the season. Not through any fault of his own. I just think, you know, he just wasn't at the races, I would say, the first couple of games. He's unlucky with a couple of chances. Today proved why he should start week in, week out. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. Took his first goal absolutely superbly. Second goal, he was in the right place at the right time. And it was a great finish. Mikel Antonio, again, the only issue I have with this team is that I think Antonio potentially should be playing down the left instead of Fornals. It's not to say that Fornals had a bad game. I just think that Pablo Fornals is so much more effective when he's in the centre because he doesn't have that pace or the strength to really cause too many issues out wide. Now, you bring Antonio to the left and maybe put Allaire up front. I think you've got an argument that should be our team going forward, start to finish. I also thought Rice and Souček were brilliant in midfield. This is one of the main things I'm going to say in a minute about that midfield. But again, I thought that the two of them brilliant today, completely outshone Wolves' midfield. And this is a midfield that when they visited us last time at London Stadium, they absolutely destroyed us. Basically, they ran the show last time, Wolves' midfield, at the back end of last season. Today, completely nullified them. Didn't see absolutely anything from Neves, from Moutinho, from any of them. Fabianski, again, great game. It's brilliant, isn't it, when we win? Because we can all sit here on high and say how well everybody played. But it really was, genuinely, to a man, everyone tonight, I thought, was just unbelievable, start to finish. The main thing I want to say, which may cause some controversy, you know, that's fair enough. I don't mind getting stick now and again for some of the videos that I do, because again, it's a game of opinions at the end of the day. However, for me, Mark Noble should not start when he's back fit and healthy. I think if he's going to deploy this system and we manage to keep Declan Rice beyond the end of the transfer window next week, or however long it is away, I think Declan Rice and Thomas Souček should be the two starting midfielders in that two-man midfield. I think to play in that position, you have to have such a good engine, and I think obviously both of them have that. And I think having Noble in there, that would be wasted, because I don't necessarily. I know it's always about, oh, well, Noble doesn't have the legs anymore. Noble doesn't have, and I think it's true to a certain extent. I don't think his legs are once there, and especially when we're playing against the top teams, I think, like today, I think Rice and Souček suit that so much better, because they both are just up and down, up and down, up and down the entire game, and it doesn't seem to affect them. More Souček, who just can run for days. So for me, I think going forward, if this is the kind of formation that Moyes wants to stick with, I would be inclined to keep Mark Noble out of the team. Obviously, if there's an injury to one of them, he will have to step in. That's fair enough. But I think it's much better suited when it's just those two playing in midfield. But there we go. Other than that, like I said, it's an unbelievable 3 points. I will still hold a grudge against Moyes. He did have to make the sub to bring Ben Johnson on for Fredericks, but he still didn't make a sub until the 86th to 87th minute. I don't have a problem with Moyes as manager. I think this is the big issue that people have. It's constantly Moyes bashing. It's constantly Moyes bashing. I don't mind him so much. I said it last week. I said tactically he set up very well against Arsenal. I think once again today, tactically he set up superbly against Wolves. It's just the issue is that when he's playing against some of those better teams, he has issues with sort of closing the match per se. I think it's when it comes down to, right, the game's on a knife edge, it may be 1-1, it may be 0-0, you need to make a change to impact the game, and he doesn't do it fast enough. That's the only issue I have with him. In terms of his tactics the last few weeks, I hold my hand up and I say fair enough. Well done, David Moyes, because you got it spot on. Didn't expect that from Wolves today. I did think it was going to be, more of Wolves coming at us for 90 minutes. I certainly didn't think that they were at the races by any stretch of the imagination. But yeah, to win that game in the manner that we did, said a lot, I think, about our team today, and actually gives us a lot of promise and a lot of hope when, 2-3 weeks ago we didn't think there was any. So to a man, every single one of them tonight, pat on the back, fair play, well done. You deserve all 3 points. I do want to quickly mention before I go, we have just joined Discord. There were so many that joined today on the watch along with myself and Charlie. There will be a link to it in the description. If you're looking for streams on a match day, it has the stream links in there. It has general chat where you can chat with all your West Ham fans. There'll be other football fans in there as well. Off-topic stuff. It has the memes section, over 18, all that good stuff. All of our Hammers Chat videos go in there as well, so you guys can see them when they go live. And you're just interacting with West Ham fans and football fans in general. It's a really good place to be. We've had over 150 of you join, and it's only been live a couple of days. So get involved. When you get in there, click on team selection. You can choose the West Ham logo. Or if you're not a West Ham fan, click whatever team you like. You can rep the colours of the team you support, and it shows you which sort of fans from different fan bases are online and stuff. Massive shout out to my brother who helped sort that all out for us. So anyway, this video has gone on for far too long. If you have enjoyed, do drop a like on it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And until next week against Leicester, for the first time this season, because we did win, come on you Irons.